We respectfully acknowledge that the land on which the Lake Country Museum is situated, where this lesson was developed and this video recorded, is on the unceded territory of the Syilx Okanagan people. Thank you. It's late fall in the Okanagan, the leaves are changing, and it's starting to get colder. This is around the time you would have seen the Kikinee come to the shoreline of Wood Lake around Wibblesworth Falls to spawn. This would bring them all close to one place at once. But the Kikinee wouldn't be there for very long, because being so close to the shore made it very easy for predators to see them. The indigenous fishers of the Okanagan knew this and had many different ways of catching the Kikinee. As a note, most often these types of fish are called Kokanee, but to the Syilx Nation they were referred to as Kikinee, just a slight change in the pronunciation. Since the bay near Wibblesworth Falls was so shallow, you could easily see the Kikinee. To catch the fish in this shallow area, they used nets made of spitzin. Spitzin was a type of weed that was twisted to make a twine not too dissimilar to yarn. Attached to the ends of the net, they would have rocks that would be used as weights to keep the nets close to the bottom of the lake. That way they could catch more fish. Once they were able to make a large net, two fishers took to the falls. One fisher would take one end of the net out behind the fish, and the other would pull the net to the shore. This led to catching a ton of Kikinee at once. The indigenous fishers also went out in their boats, like we do nowadays, but they didn't have fishing rods to work with. They had to either cast out their nets off the side of the boat or use another method, spear fishing. The spears these fishers would use would have 3 prongs on them, which would make it easier to grab a fish. The indigenous people had one more important technique they used to catch a lot of fish, and that was they fished at night. During the evening, when it was dark out and the fish were actually sleeping, there were indigenous people out there fishing. They used a torch, not only to see the Kikinee, but that light from their torch would attract the fish to their boat. That way they could easily catch even more Kikinee fish using their 3-pronged spear. These traditional ways of fishing that the Okanagan indigenous people used show just how creative and resourceful their ideas are, which is very different than how we fish today.